instead of going from eating everything that Amberlynn said she was eating to then being like, all right, now I'm going to do Octavia. Now I'm going to do freaking Weight Watchers. Now I'm going to do this. Now I'm going to do that. And it's all of these things that are too restrictive that take and take and take from you, and they don't add anything to you. So that's why I am a fan of this approach. Again, not saying that it's going to be successful. Alrighty, guys, gals, non-binary pals, welcome to the video. I am so thankful to have you here. You're lovely and valid and beautiful. Before we get into the video today, I want to say if you would love to join these lovely people here on the side of the screen that are here because they want to be here, I don't force them to be here, I promise. I stream on Twitch every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. We would love to have you. We have a ton of fun. But today we are going to be talking about friend of the channel. I'm not sure if she would think that, but friend of the channel, Amberlynn Reid. Now, I could talk about Amberlynn almost every video because people want me to. Like, this is one of the most requested people to speak on. And sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Most of the time I don't because a lot of the stuff that people want me to talk about has literally nothing to do with stuff that I really care about. It's more drama related, more like life related. But she just released a video called Weight Loss Update, August 2021. And I've watched this video and I think there's a lot of interesting stuff in it. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to be watching that video and speaking about what she has to say in that video. So without further ado, let's do it.
Hey guys, so welcome. Already laughing. Hey guys, so welcome.
I love that we're in a bathroom.
Welcome to a new video. This is so weird.
I think I'm going to start streaming in the bathroom.
For me right now, because I haven't filmed a video in a hot minute. You guys know I have just been doing live streams, but you guys have requested more content, and the content that is the most requested is weigh-ins or weight loss videos. Second requested is vlogs
and bathroom content. Very nice.
I'm gonna try my hardest to work on that. So this is a weight loss update. We have a shower behind me because why not? I figured this was like blessed. I figured this was the best place to film because the lighting in my bathroom is just already there. I didn't feel like setting up my ring light or anything like that. So I mean, it's not that big of a deal. I'm
gonna be honest. I think that setting up the ring light was probably like probably would have been a good call, you know? Just my thoughts.
Here in the corner, they say Twinkie stores, and she has a bunch of dog toys on the floor. So say hi. So yeah, I feel kind of like low-key awkward filming without makeup on. My hair is like, hi, don't feel like doing it today, so I look kind of, I don't know, kind of raggedy, but we're good. Sometimes you just don't feel like putting on makeup or doing your hair, and that's...
I personally like the messy bun look, like on women. I like that. Like, I've always been a fan of that. So, and the shirt's fire. So I'm just saying.
Today's one of them days. Okay, so let's get to the weigh-in. Let's do this thing. So I kind of just want to remind people, because I do have a lot of new subscribers. A couple of years ago, I actually reached my highest weight at 572.4. So I was like very close to the 600s, which is like so crazy to wrap my head around. It's very scary, but I just want the past to be the past. I never want to reach that point again. So I want to talk about just the whole month of July, because this is when I decided, let's do this thing. I have goals I want to reach. There's just things I want to do in life, and I cannot do those things unless I lose weight. I have a lot of support right now. Like, the support I have currently is support that I don't think I've ever had before. Obviously, I've had support. Like, I'm not trying to say that I haven't, but it's just like, this type of support is very different.
Okay, so right here, this is where I know a lot of people. So there's a little bit of background. So Amberlynn and her longtime girlfriend, I don't think they ever got like engaged. They broke up. And so a lot of people are kind of upset here because it's almost like people are feeling that Amberlynn is saying Becky they did get engaged. Okay. So apparently they were engaged, but they're saying that Amberlynn was is almost blaming Becky for her size. Now, I can't infer that from this video, but it seems like that breakup obviously affected Amberlynn, right? And I mean, from experience in the past for me and for other people, when a lot of times breakups lead to people making serious changes. So I'm not saying that Becky was an enabler or anything like that, or that like she was terrible for Amberlynn Reid or anything. I honestly, all that stuff I don't really care about, but I'm just saying it definitely seems like this breakup is some sort of catalyst, and maybe it is a catalyst for change in the positive, right? That's the way I've decided to look at this. I'm trying to look at the positive. Y'all know how I am. I believe that everyone can lose weight, right? Obviously, Amberlynn, there's tons of other stuff. Like, there's tons of other stuff going on that make it so. I get it, okay? But I'm just trying to look at this situation as, okay, there was a breakup, and maybe that means serious changes are actually going to happen. That's the way I'm trying to see this situation, right? I'm not going to go into all the like, oh, breakup and like speculate. That's honestly, I just don't care. But I just wanted to bring that up if in case you didn't know.
I am just super motivated and determined, and I'm just grateful to have certain people in my life to hype me up and to be proud. And I don't know, it's just something about the vibe is definitely helping with my weight loss. The beginning of July, I was 562.4. So I was literally 10 pounds away from my heaviest weight. I was like, you've got to be kidding me. And I knew right then and there, I was like, if I don't do something about it now, then I'm definitely going to reach my highest weight, and I'm more than likely going to get to 600 pounds. And it's just like, no, I wasn't having it. So very slowly.
It's always interesting to me how like little things, like something that might seem small to other people, right? Like her being 562 pounds, but not 572 pounds. That is the thing that has scared her by not being that little 10 pounds extra, right? It's really not that much, but for her, in her mind, that's a huge deal. And that's a deal breaker. I cannot get back to that weight. And so it's always very interesting to me, the things that kind of flick switches on and off for people in their mind. Because for some people, they might not care at all. Like, whatever, I'm going to be 600 pounds, okay, whatever. And then it doesn't happen until later, right? Interesting.
I was, starting to make changes. I was trying not to binge. That was the first one. I was like, you know what? I'm not going to binge. I'm going to do this thing. No binging, no binging, no binging. It was a struggle. But on July 18th, I weighed in. I have this all written down because like I can remember all this. It's a lot of numbers. At 552.4. So I lost 10 pounds in the first 18 days of July. I was doing good, but I definitely...
So someone in the chat just said, I would have thought that the cancer and health scares would have jump-started her into action, but I don't know. Again, like that's why I said it's really interesting, the things that mean a lot to some people, that like that for a lot of people I understand. That would be the thing, right? Oh my God, my health is declining because of my weight. Let's make a change. But apparently that didn't do it, right? And so like that's what's so interesting, that like a breakup on top of maybe being close to your heaviest weight, maybe that's the formula, right? Like I don't know. I'm not claiming to know. I'm just pointing it out that it's interesting to me.
I wasn't doing good enough, and I knew I needed to do better. So July 23rd, I weighed in at 549.8, which was a 2.6 pound loss from before. Then on July 27th, I weighed in at 541.6, which was an 8.2 pound loss in only 4 days. I think July 23rd is where I started taking it more seriously, and that's why I started dropping weight a lot quicker, because I definitely have not been eating much compared to normal. I'm not like starving myself or anything like that, but it's just like compared to normal, I have drastically cut down my portions. And then on July 29th, I weighed 537.6, so that was another 4 pound loss. And then on the next day, on the 30th, I weighed in at 535.6, which was down another 2 pounds. And then the next day on the 31st, I weighed in at 534.8, which was down another 0.8 pounds. So I've been like just steadily losing. So today is...
So I know that a lot of people watching this are going to think that's too fast. And that is a lot of weight in a short amount of time. But you always have to take into account the starting weight of someone, right? So that's why I don't, like when someone asks me, I want to lose 30 pounds in a month, is that healthy or is that good? The answer is always, it depends, right? If you're starting from 500 pounds, 600 pounds, that's really not, I don't want to say it's not that hard, but that is very, very possible. If you watch My 600-Pound Life, you know, Dr. Now is always like, you need to lose 30 pounds this month, right? For most people, that's like 30 pounds in a month. That's crazy. But for someone that's that size, that is a very feasible goal to do, right? So you have to look in the context of how large someone is at the start of their weight loss.
August 1st, so it's like perfect for me to film this because I could do like a whole July wrap up of how much I lost in July. So I'll tell you guys my weight for today. And then maybe like next month on September 1st, I could do a whole August wrap up. I don't want to do continuous weight loss videos. It's not what I want on my channel. But what I do want on my channel is you guys to see the progress I am making, because I am finally making progress and it just feels really good. I just feel freaking good. Like, it is what it is. So today I weighed 532.4, which was a 2.4 weight loss overnight, which means in July I lost 30 pounds. In July I lost 30 pounds. So in total, overall, I am down 40 pounds. That's super awesome. I feel like I'm talking with my hands a lot. I need to stop. Just can't believe I lost 30 pounds in July. I know weight loss in the beginning, especially.
So I see also another comment says, I don't want to do weight loss videos, but I'm going to do weight loss videos. I mean, let's be real, right? I've said this before. The reason people follow Amberlynn Reid, one, is because they like to hate watch, which I understand. I mean, that's a genre on the internet I personally don't like engage in, but I see it a lot. But also, there is also I would say a good amount of people that watch because they want to see Amberlynn actually lose weight. Like, I genuinely do believe that there's a good amount of people, right? If we look at the like to dislike ratio on this, I mean, it's not great, but compared to most of her videos, she actually has more likes than she has dislikes, which doesn't happen often, right? So there's obviously quite a large group of people that actually do want to see her lose weight. So just with that, as a content creator, you of course want to make videos that people actually want to watch, right? It's not fun making a video and having nobody watch it, right? And then on top of that, let's be also very real. This is money, right? The more views you get, the more money you make, period. So if she actually does lose weight, I've said this many times, she will get many people. I really do believe it's not going to end her channel. A lot of people say that, oh, the reason she doesn't lose weight is because she's afraid that her channel will no longer be popular. I disagree with that. I think that people will watch that content because they want to see her lose weight. Will she still have hate followers? Of course. But again, that's fine, right? You're still going to be making money from that content. So what's wrong with that?
Especially for someone like me, does happen really quickly, especially when you lose that water weight. You know, it just comes off. I understand that, and it will get slower. And I don't think this month in August, I don't think I'll lose 30 pounds.
That's really important too. Like, just for anybody that's losing weight at pretty much any size, unless you're like really only losing a little bit. But if you're losing any significant amount of weight, just understand that weight will come off faster at the start, period. Regardless of how hard you feel like you're working. Like, if you think, oh, I worked pretty hard in the first month or the first few months and I'm working way harder now and the weight's not coming off as fast, that is very normal. I just want to make that clear. Like, that's a very normal thing to happen, okay?
But my next goal is just to be in the 400s. So I have 32.6 pounds to go to get into the 400s. I literally cannot wait. And I hope within the next, I want to say 6 weeks, so like a month and a half, I can actually do that. Fingers crossed. I know that's asking a lot for my body, but I really hope that I can do it. So I do want to.
So for me, when I watch that, when I hear stuff like that, I'm always just like, I don't like to put timelines, especially someone that's her size, right? I don't like to put timelines on that stuff because it's putting these arbitrary numbers and these arbitrary goals for no reason, right? Because if you don't hit that, now you feel bad and there's literally no reason to, right? Even if you're 5 pounds away from that arbitrary number you've set up for yourself, you now feel like you failed, even though you've lost, say, 90 pounds, whatever the number is, right? But because it's not 95 pounds, you are now not super stoked, right? So that's why I'm not a huge fan of putting strict dates and stuff like that when it comes to losing weight, especially if you're someone that's losing a substantial amount of weight.
I'm going to talk about like what I'm doing to lose weight. Simply just eating less.
Now, this is very interesting. I kind of cut her off, but listen, okay? Listen, because this is different from what I've heard in the past. And this is why I think maybe, again, maybe there is light at the end of the tunnel here.
less. I have not cut out anything except for sweets. Sweets truly trigger me.
So right there, I'm liking what I'm hearing, right? I'm eating less, but I also am cutting out sweets, which people might hear and be like, oh, you shouldn't cut stuff out. When you are that size, right, I think it's totally fine to, there might be some stuff that you cut out, right? For me, cutting out soda, I had to do that at the start. I had to cut out soda. I didn't even allow myself to have diet soda. I have diet soda now, but that was too close to regular soda, so I had to completely cut that out, right? Like, I personally don't feel like there's anything wrong, especially if you are someone that is at a very large weight.
They make me binge, they make me crave more sugar, and that just isn't good for me. The only sweets I allow myself to have is caramel rice cakes, like the little ones in the bag. So good.
Those are fire for sure.
I don't even have those every night. Like, it's just like one of those times where I'm like, oh, do I want something sweet? I allow myself to have those because I noticed that they don't put me in like binge mode. I'm literally eating everything. P.F. Chang's, seafood boils, Five Guys, like I'm eating it all. But an example of how I used to do it versus how I do it now, I kind of wanted to share that with you guys. So let's use P.F. Chang's for an example. With P.F. Chang's, every time I order like Japanese or Chinese, I like to have like options of what I'm eating. So I'll order like a few different things and like eat from all of it. And
going hard. Let's be real. I'm sure that has meant like I'm getting 7 entrees, right? Like, woo.
Example of that with P.F. Chang's, you know, I love the Kung Pao chicken. I also love the Singapore and the Pad Thai. So like usually I would get all 3 of those things and I would eat a pretty good portion of it. But what I did this time was, yes, I love the Kung Pao chicken, so I'm gonna get it. So instead of getting all the other food and like the dinner portion of the Kung Pao, I just got the lunch bowl, which is like 500 and something calories. Like I'm totally not counting calories, but I do like to pay attention to that, just like the littlest bit. And then when it comes to a seafood boil.
So what I'm hearing here, right? Okay, so I just want to like explain this from someone from my mindset. What I'm hearing is I am allowing myself to have the foods that I actually like, right? If someone is watching this and they're like, oh, that's unhealthy. This is what I'm hearing, right? I am allowing myself to have the foods that I actually like, but I am trying to limit the amount. Because again, let's be real here, right? Calories in, calories out. Like, as long as that is under control, you will lose weight. Especially someone her size. Like, she can still eat, and I know she knows this, a good amount of calories and still lose weight. But it's when you are eating way above that that you continue to gain weight or you no longer lose weight. So you can still eat, say, 3,000, 3,500 calories when you're that size and still lose weight. So that means that you can still fit P.F. Chang's or seafood boils into your meals, but you just can't have that amount that you are used to in the past. The reason that I personally like don't go and eat McDonald's or things like that are like very calorically dense is because I want to eat a good amount of food. So that's why I like to pick things with high volume that are not super calorically dense, because then I can eat more food instead of taking, you know, having a meal from McDonald's that takes me 30 seconds to eat, and then that's over 1,000 calories that I've eaten, right?
I feel like seafood boils are really big. Where I order it from, it literally serves one person, like what I order, but it's just like so much. Oh my God. Usually I finish like 3/4 of it. But what I did this last time is I ate it for 3 different meals. And I noticed that helped with my weight loss. I was still able to have seafood boil, which I have been so obsessed with. I think I'm gonna get it in the next couple days. I'm not gonna lie.
I've never had seafood boil, but I just want to be honest. I think seafood's disgusting. All right, let's move on.
Cutting that out completely, which will cause a binge, I just said, you know what? I'm gonna allow myself to have it, but I'm gonna have it in normal portions. Same when it comes to Five Guys. You know, a normal Five Guys order, you get yourself some fries, which is so much fries, I don't even understand. And then you get yourself a burger, which 9 times.
Bro, Five Guys, they give you a trough of fries. Like, oh, you'd like some fries? Here's a whole sack of potatoes worth of fries with your order. Congratulations.
Times out of 10, it's a double. What I did with that is I got the smaller fries. I only ate half, and then I get the little cheeseburgers, what they call it, and literally the only thing that's on there is 1 patty, cheese, and onion, and then I eat like 3/4 of the burger. So I'm still eating the things I enjoy. I'm just eating them less. Eventually, I will be taking out a large portion of these things. But it's just like, if I do it now, then I'm just setting myself up for failure.
So again, what I'm hearing here is starting slow and working your way up to cutting more things out of your diet, right? Am I saying in this video that I believe she is going to be 100% successful, and I know that this is for sure the time? No. I'm not saying that. But I'm hoping that people click on this video that maybe are thinking about losing weight, and they can come across this stuff and they're like, "Oh, okay. Like, this is interesting, because I always felt you had to only eat chicken, broccoli, and rice, and that's how you lost weight," right? So that's why this stuff is important to me, because there are people that are watching her videos that do want to lose weight, and if they see this, and whether or not she's successful, like, at the end of the day, I want her to be successful, but what's more important is the hundreds of thousands of people that are watching her videos. That's what matters more to me, right? So as long as this good information is getting out there, I'm okay with it.
I have been moving more. I'm trying to just get up and stand more. I've been doing some walking, but unfortunately yesterday I hurt my calf. I don't really know what happened. In the middle of my exercise, all of a sudden my calf, just the sharp, tight pain almost like brought me to my knees, and I had to like limp a little bit, and I was just like, damn, because I've been enjoying my walking every single day. It is pretty freaking cool how every single time I do it, it just seems like I get better and better, whether it be faster or I hurt less or I'm breathing better. My heart's not beating as fast. But unfortunately...
So this is a classic example of why I always tell people, when you are losing weight, focus on the diet, and then if you want to go on a walk, right? If that's the exercise that you feel like you could do, there's nothing wrong with that, right? And even like as we're seeing, I don't know exactly what she was doing that she ended up hurting herself. I'm not sure if she was just on a walk and that's what ended up hurting. But like even that, right? That can be really hard for some people. So that's why I don't like seeing people that are like just starting to lose weight and they're like, "Oh, I'm going to go on a run now." I'm like, "Yo, pump the brakes. Pump the brakes. You don't want to hurt yourself at the very start, because that is very discouraging." So like that's going to be a very hard thing to overcome for sure. Having some sort of injury, whether or not that's real, I'm sure people will speculate. But that definitely makes it harder. That's why I'm always like, focus on the diet, and then whatever exercise for you isn't too difficult, doesn't cause you too much pain, and is something that you can sustain, do that. Don't feel like you need to go out running miles on the court, all right? Don't feel like you need to go out on the basketball court and dunk on people, okay? It doesn't need to be that hard at the start.
I will be taking a break until my calf does not hurt anymore. And then moving forward, so that doesn't happen, I'm going to be stretching before and after my walk. And usually I wear the wrong shoes, so I might actually wear me some tennis shoes. I'm going to try out a few different things to where it doesn't happen again. I know, because I don't walk a lot, that my muscles are like, whoa, not used to this. So there is going to be some, lack of comfort when it comes to my muscles. I will be feeling pain, but this is like a different type of pain. This is like, whoa, you did something wrong type of pain. So I don't want to like overdo it. So that is my update. I'm not really sure what else to say, but I do hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.
All right. So at the end of the day, like I've said a million times, I'm not sitting here saying that I fully 100% believe that this is the time that this is going to work. But what is important to me is that the good information is put out there, right? I believe that anybody, and this is something that I believe truly, I believe that anybody, no matter your size, no matter where you are, you can lose weight and keep it off. That's what I believe. Do I think that Amberlynn, this is the time? I don't know. I don't know. I don't claim to know the future. If we look at the past, the track record speaks for itself, right? But at the end of the day, the information that is good at getting out there is important, right? So if you are starting from, a very large state, doing small, sustainable changes over a long period of time will result in more sustainable habits that you create. And therefore, from what I've seen, you will keep that weight off longer, and you will continue to actually lose weight. Instead of going from eating everything that Amberlynn said she was eating to then being like, all right, now I'm going to do Optavia. Now I'm going to do freaking Weight Watchers. Now I'm going to do this. Now I'm going to do that. And it's all of these things that are too restrictive, that take and take and take from you, and they don't add anything to you. So that's why I am a fan of this approach. Again, not saying that it's going to be successful, but there is, in my head, a lot more chance of this being successful than one of those fad diets that she goes on. Now, will the weight loss be as quick? Most likely, no, right? Because you are eating more calories, you are allowing yourself to have more. You're not limiting yourself to 1,200 calories, maybe even 2,000 calories on these really restrictive diets, but you are slowly changing those habits, and hopefully that will result in weight loss that actually is sustainable. But yeah, those are my thoughts. I mean, I really do hope for the best. I hope it works out. There's really nothing else that I can say there. You know, time will speak for itself, I guess.